All right, we're back after a 2-week sabbatical. I apologize for the delay, but the range I typically go to is under construction, trying to fix up the year's worth of damage done to the shoot house and everything else. We finally have a winner for the Apoca Box giveaway. That winner is Davis Netterville. Davis Netterville, you are the winner of the Apoca Box giveaway. So make sure you send me an email at marylandrefugee@gmail.com. I'll put a link in the description box below in case you want to copy and paste it. We're going to announce another giveaway as well. We're doing another $20 Amazon gift card. So if you want to take part in this, make sure you are a subscriber first and foremost, and hit that like button down there. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment on the video, and you'll be entered to win the $20 Amazon gift card. So if you want to take part, give us the thumbs up and leave a comment, and you'll be entered to win the $20 Amazon gift card. All right, we're going to get to the range and do this comparison.
All right, guys, so we're out on the range today, testing out two different firearms. This one is the 9mm kel-tec Sub 2000. This one's really hard to come by. If you can find them, you're generally going to pay out the nose, but it is a Glock-fed 9mm carbine that folds in half. And the competitor, which is the High Point 995 9mm carbine. We're going to take them out and see how they do. First is the kel-tec Sub 2000 in 9mm. This is the Gen 1. And we're going to be using a 33 round Glock magazine. We've put in two different types of ammo just to make sure that this thing has a fair chance to fail, which you guys know I'm about. We have the aluminum cased federal ammunition, and then we have the Tula 9mm steel cased. And this stuff, these are the two that they seem to give me the most problems when I'm shooting any gun, really. So I wanted to make sure that we use the crappiest ammo possible to make this stuff operate. See how we do. We have a steel target down there. Not too bad. 10 out of 10. No hang-ups there. Let's try the High Point. All right. So we've got the High Point with the high capacity magazine. This one was sent to us by John Moore. He's the owner/CEO of Red Ball Sports. And I'll put a link in the description box. We just want to say thank you to John for sending this out and letting us test it. This right here, I think, is going to be the key to the High Point beating the kel-tec Sub 2000, if at all possible. Let's find out. Again, not another hang up. 10 out of 10. All hits. So far, pretty impressed.
Alright, so we're just going to reload these up with two different types of ammo. Try our luck right here at 150 yards. Forgive me for the noise. There's other people testing out the range today, which generally isn't the case, but good for them. Getting out here and practicing. Try a little different ammo here, switching it up back and forth. See what we can do with this thing. I have a feeling that we're going to have quite a close matchup here. Now for the Glock. Alright, so up first is the kel-tec Sub 2000. We're going to zoom in so you can kind of see this target. It's kind of off in the wayward pines there. I'm gonna say it's about 150 yards. We're gonna take it kind of slow and see what the accuracy is like with these iron sights on both of these guns. All right. We are loaded. Let's find out. Oh no! Check that out. Huh. So we had a little failure to eject there with the ammo. That's interesting. Didn't notice it previously, but that aluminum ammo got stuck in there somehow, got chewed up a little bit by the extractor, I suppose. I don't know. There's one little issue. Alright, let's try this again. 150 yards with the kel-tec Sub 2000. See how we do here.
right, that was it. So we hit about 2 or 3 out there. That's not much to be expected, you know, at this distance. It's pretty far to be shooting accurately with iron sights, but I'm sure there's certain people that can do it, but let's move forward. All right, so using the same ammunition, that alternating ammunition, using the Tula and the Federal aluminum, we're gonna see if this high point has the same issues. We shall see. 150 yards and we are loaded. Alright, so we're looking about the same. 2 to 3 shots on target at 150 yards. Not bad.
Alright, we are back. This is going to be an in-depth kind of review. I mean, it's not going to go too long, but I'm not going to go over the specifics as far as like weight, length, height, stuff like that, just because if you really are that interested in it, just go on the company's website and check it out. You can find that information yourself. And I'm more about a realistic approach to the gun, so like if it feels a certain way, I'm going to say it feels that way. I'm not going to tell you the exact specs on it. So, that being said, let's just jump right in. We will start with the kel-tec Sub 2000. Now, this is the Gen 1 model. There is a newer Gen 2 model, which some people prefer. I actually don't. I like this one a little bit better. That one just has little add-ons and takeaways. They take different things and they changed them, and we're not going to talk about that per se, just that it is a little bit different, especially in looks and aesthetics. So if you want to check it out, by all means, go look for it. The one thing I have to say about this gun is they are hard to find. So they have a bunch of different models. There's the Beretta, the Smith & Wesson, the Glock. There might even be another model. I'm not 100% on that, but I just know that this is the most popular one, and that's just because it takes Glock magazines. So you can go get this 33 rounder, throw it in there, and you've got a high capacity magazine and a carbine that weighs roughly 4 pounds, 11 ounces, whatever the actual weight is, which is nothing. I mean, the Desert Eagle weighs that much. So a handgun that weighs as much as a carbine, that's pretty nonchalant. I like that. One thing I have to say about this is it's pretty plain Jane. I mean, you're not getting a whole lot as far as, you know, overall looks and feel of it. It's a very straightforward gun. There are customizable options. So you can buy aftermarket parts, like there's a different foregrip that you can get that has Picatinny rails on it if you needed to throw a sight on it, or, you know, red dot or whatever the case may be. So they have some aftermarket stuff, but again, you're going to pay more for that. One of the cool things about this, if you buy this one, like the kel-tec in general, if you get a Glock one, a lot of people are looking for those. So if you were going to buy this, like I did, say, I think I spent $370 on this, I could probably turn around tomorrow and sell it for $450, just because it's so hard to find and everybody wants a gun that will use the same magazines or the same caliber as your carry gun or your handgun. That way, if you need to reach out and touch something, you have that option with a longer rifle versus trying to do it with a pistol. This thing is pretty, you know, cool in general, just because of the folding ability. It's really, really compact, and you could absolutely fit this in a duffel bag or in your backpack. Like for me, I don't know if you guys have seen previous videos, but I have an EDC bag that I carry with me everywhere, and this will easily just tuck right in there, and you have yourself a defensive carbine that no one notices. It's pretty sweet. Now, it does have this little locking lever here, so you would just pull this part back, which I find I use with this hand, so it just unfolds in the same motion, and it locks down just like that. See? Tight as a glove. And if you want to undo it, you just pull the trigger guard there, and it just closes right back up, which is kind of a cool feature, and a lot of people like that. This is really the only gun that does that. One of the things that I didn't like about this thing per se was the fact that I have a Glock 19, a 17, and a 26, but the only one that this thing accepts per this model is Glock 17 magazines and up. So you have to have the 17 rounders or the 33 rounders, and that is the smallest size it'll accept. For example, this is the Glock 19 magazine. Doesn't fit. It just pulls right out. It won't work, so that's not going to happen. So if you are a Glock 19 owner, you would have to buy bigger magazines in order to use them in this gun, which may not be a problem because Glock 19s use the same magazines as the Glock 17. You can switch them out and you can throw in a bigger magazine, heck, if you wanted to. All unloaded. You could throw in a 33 rounder inside the Glock 19. So that's not really an issue for some people. It is a little bit for me just because I have more magazines for my 19 than I do for my 17. So that's kind of a thing. One of the things that I recently discovered that kind of turned me off from this gun was the fact that the sight, I watched a video recently and a guy was trying to customize his kel-tec and, you know, take stuff off, and he had boiled this sight in hot water to try to get it to loosen up, because if you look real close right there, and it may be hard to see, look at the barrel where they connect. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Maybe not. It's basically glued down. That's really the only thing holding this sight in place, and that's kind of an issue for me, just because, I mean, the barrel's going to heat up at some point. What if you're in a firefight and you put, you know, 150 rounds through this thing within a minute? This barrel is going to be hot, like cooking bacon hot. That's how hot it's going to get. So when that happens, is this going to loosen up and fall right off, and then you're going to be without a front sight? That's kind of an issue for me. Now, with the Gen 2 model, I know that they had done certain things to upgrade that. I think they put on a screw-on version of the front sight, but I had heard that people were having issues with that one as well, as far as it loosening up and falling off, which is kind of an issue. The other thing I didn't really like about this front sight was that this is just plastic. This is just regular old plastic. It isn't polymer. It's not the same thing that like the grip or the body of the gun itself are made of. It's just like cheap old plastic. So I don't know. I don't understand why at that price tag, new these things are selling for like $420. So at that price tag, you couldn't put a little bit more higher quality parts into this thing. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing for me. So like, for example, the high point, it has a steel sight. This thing is on here locked in tight, and it's made of all steel. So you know that that thing's not going anywhere, and it's not going to melt or whatever other reason. So I just don't understand. I mean, maybe they're trying to use it for weight purposes, but if Kel-Tec was concerned about weight, why not just make this polymer instead of regular old plastic? This is like what G.I. Joes are made of. So I don't know. That's kind of befuddling to me. But either way, it's still a neat gun. Now, this is more of a niche gun. This is going to be like for people who are into the fact that it's folding and super ultra compact. That's cool. It's neat, whatever. I don't think you should buy the gun specifically on those grounds. I think that you should buy it after, you know, reviewing it, maybe shooting it, taking it out, borrowing a buddy's or something like that, renting it at your local range. I would definitely test this thing out, because I don't know if you saw in the video when we were shooting it, but this thing did have a hang up. That aluminum ammo definitely hung this one up, and it didn't do that with the high point. So that was something to make note of. The other thing that kind of threw me off about this, so we'll fold this in half, pull down the trigger guard, and it'll fold, is this. This is where it locks in place. There's a little ball right here. See that little ball, that little nub? It catches on that, but look at what happened. It's not catching because it's a little pulled to the side. Now if I push it down a little, it'll snap right in place. So now it's locked in the way it's supposed to be done. But it also closes to the side where it's not snapped in. Snapped in, see? So that's putting undue pressure on this nut back here, which makes me a little nervous. I feel like that could at some point maybe snap off or fail, and I'm not entirely crazy about that idea. So that was kind of a little complaint I had on this thing. One of the factors that is a pro for this high point, in my opinion, is it comes with a lifetime warranty. All of High Point's products come with a lifetime warranty. So no matter what you do to the gun, you can sell it to anybody. It's not an issue. You break it, you know, as long as it's not, they have one or two things that absolutely void the warranty. One of those being high capacity magazines by ProMag that will void the warranty on this. But other than that, if you basically do anything to this gun, you can send it into the shop and they will fix it up or send you a new one. So that's really cool. I love that. I think that's a great option. Now this has got a Picatinny rail here, it's got one up here, it's got one underneath for a flashlight or whatever else. It's just got all these cool little modifications on it that come stock, so you can basically do whatever. And everything on it is steel or some sort of metal. I mean, you know, it's all pretty neat and pretty hefty. Now, as far as weight's concerned, this thing feels so much lighter. The Kel-Tec is a much lighter gun and much easier to carry. This one, definitely you feel the weight for sure. And I mean, that's going to be had when you have all steel products on it. The front sight, the back sight, the body, the charging handle, I mean, basically everything on this is steel minus the frame itself. So there's that. If you're concerned about weight, obviously get a sling and carry it like that. This is not a folding rifle, so you're not going to be able to just throw this in a bag and go. The high point, I mean the kel-tec, you definitely could do that. Now, one of the biggest things a lot of kel-tec / Glock lovers will tell you about this thing is the capacity wins out all day long. I mean, you got the 33 rounders. But thanks to John Moore over at Red Ball Sporting Goods, bam, high capacity magazine. Now, yes, this is not a 33 rounder like the Glock mag is. This is a 20 rounder. But you know what? That instantly puts this gun into the caliber and market as the kel-tec, just because that was like the biggest downfall of this thing, is that the magazines that come with it are only 10 round magazines. So you're only going to have a 10 round magazine with the 9mm version. But Red Ball changed all that. This is their high capacity magazine, and as you can tell, that thing really worked well at the range. It slides in, and it really doesn't make the gun look too obtrusive. Like, it just really fits in there nicely. And this is the only magazine that's higher than 10 rounds that is accepted by High Point. Now, if you buy the Pro Mag version, they do make like a 30 round Pro Mag version. If you buy that, it will void your warranty on this. So do not use the Pro Mag one. Specifically, go check out Red Ball Sporting Goods and pick up these magazines. They're like $22. That's a steal. For an all-steel magazine that holds 20 rounds for a 9mm carbine that costs $256? What? Why are we even having this conversation? Go check this thing out. It absolutely is worth it. Now, I'm not to say that the kel-tec isn't, but you can't even find those. So this one is definitely a great second option if you can't get the kel-tec, especially with these magazines so fairly priced. And these things, I mean, they are going to fly off the shelves, especially if we have a certain female head of state, you know, going into the Oval Office. That's definitely going to be a problem for some people. But if you're looking at a 9mm carbine, you're going to be hard pressed to find, you know, much better. Now, as far as company reputation, High Point, they're awesome. Most people hate the handguns. I don't know why that is. They don't like them. They are ugly. Yes, this is the compact 9mm. They're ugly handguns. And just like with the kel-tec not using Glock 19 magazines, the little compact magazines are not going to fit in the High Point. That's acceptable to me. Not an issue. You know, it is what it is. If you buy a regular 9mm, they may work. I'm not sure. I haven't checked because I don't have one. But if you want to check out the Red Ball Sporting Goods mag, does it fit inside your C19 or C9? Yes, it does. So there you go. You instantly have a 20-round pistol. That's pretty neat. I mean, it's ugly, but it works. So you got that. So they are backwards compatible. They're not compatible with the concealed carry version of the High Point firearms, but you can use this magazine in it. So that's neat. I like that. It's the same concept with these. So they're very similar in that aspect. So if you're looking at pros and cons of these two guns, you're looking at, one, the price. This being, I think it's $260 new. This one is $415 to $420. Excuse me, $415 to $420 new. So that's almost double the price. That's crazy. This one, bulky, sturdy, high-end materials used. This one seems to be cheaper materials used. So there's that. Company reputation. kel-tec, I think they have a 1 or 2 year warranty, and that only pertains to the first purchaser of the gun. This one has a lifetime warranty, and it does not matter who owns the gun, who bought it, who sold it, whoever's grandma's, uncle's, mom, whatever, it doesn't matter. So there's that. And the trade-off here, I'm really not seeing a not clear choice here. This one is definitely going to be the more bang for the buck. I mean, what are you going to say? I've heard of tons and tons of complaints on the kel-tec PF9, which is the handgun that I guess is the concealed carry model for the kel-tec. That thing has had tons of problems. You can look it up yourself. So many different people having issues with it. Plus the fact that it is only warranted to like 6,000 rounds. That's nothing. This thing, forever. Lifetime warranty. That's awesome. As far as reliability is concerned, with these two models specifically, you did see the kel-tec hang up. You did not see the High Point hang up. So that thing is just, I don't even know why we're talking about it. Obviously, the clear winner for price and everything else. Reliability, company reputation. I mean, it's going to be the High Point, hands down. Now, this one is that novelty gun. I still think it's super, super cool, and everybody should get one if you have expendable money like that. If you don't, and you're on a budget and you're looking for a combat-ready 9mm carbine, this is it right here, guys. This is what you've been looking for. Check it out. Go check out one of these rifles. Pick up a couple of these Red Ball magazines, and go have fun, man. This is just too good to pass up, and I suggest you buy them before November when those elections happen, because we don't know what's going to happen then. If Hillary gets elected, all of those guns are going to be going off the shelves fast as lightning, so make sure you check them out. Alright guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit this like button if you want to be part of this contest. Later.